In this video, I will show you how to search more efficiently. In the last lecture, I've told you to use internet resources like Google Scholar, ResearchGate, or other academic databases to search for papers and read them. Have you done that? I believe so. But many of you or all of you may find a problem. That is, there are simply too many papers to read. A random search will give you millions or billions of results. Can you read that all? Of course not. Then, how are we going to solve this problem? I will teach you several skills or techniques. They can enhance your search. They can make your search more precise. I will go through them one by one. The first one is using operator plus and minus. You are going to enter these two signs on Google Scholar and let's see what happens. So here in Google Scholar, let's say I'm going to conduct green roof research. I can type in green roof. I see a lot of results, but actually what I want to do is to measure the temperature on green roof. So I can type temperature. But I want to give this word temperature extra emphasis. I want the search engine to include this in all, if not um, uh, every result. I can use the operator plus. You see that temperature here, temperature here, and temperature here. So the word temperature is given extra emphasis. The title and the text of the result contain the word temperature. But I see something that I am not quite interested in. For example, here, stormwater mitigation. I'm not going to conduct research on stormwater. I'm not going to measure the surface runoff, the evapotranspiration, or things like that. I know that green roofs are very useful in reducing the burden of the drainage system, but that is simply not the focus of my research. So I can use another operator, minus. I can type in minus stormwater. What does this minus mean? This minus actually tell the search engine to exclude the word stormwater. And then we can search. You see, results containing stormwater are gone. They are mostly about temperature. Maybe shading for thermal protection, mm, temperature differences, something like that. But you have to be very careful because when you use minus, it may filter away some of the results that are useful. For example, in the previous page, here, stormwater mitigation and surface temperature reduction by green roofs. This is an example showing you that sometimes researchers may group functions of green roof maybe under the same paper for something like this. So if you use those operator, you have to use them very carefully. The next function I'm going to teach you is called phrase search. Now, let's head back to Google Scholar. In fact, when I'm conducting green roof research, I found that there are two types of green roofs. The first one is intensive green roof, and the second one is extensive green roof. I know that there are lots of papers on extensive green roof, so I want to limit my search on intensive green roof. I can type in intensive green roof. Is it useful? Not so, because very often in the search results, intensive, green, and roof are three words that are searched very separately, something like here. Intensive, green roof. You can see that these words are separated during the process of searching. Of course, you can argue that there are some examples showing that intensive green roof as a phrase. Intensive green roof as a phrase. But for convenience, we can use the function phrase search. You see that now intensive green roof is regarded as a meaningful phrase. And then these results have been refined to contain the phrase intensive green roof, intensive green roof, intensive green roof, and so on. So maybe for the first or second page, these papers are highly relevant to what I'm going to do. And then using plus or minus and phrase search can limit the search results or can refine your search. But very often, many students do not download all the papers. They simply read it online and then they may discover some amazing results. They choose to remember it. But human memory is not perfect. I want to say that sometimes you may forget uh, what you what you have read, but you want to return to the same paper that you have read previously, maybe a few days ago. What do you do when you can only remember the words in the title of the paper? So you can use the title search all in title. All in title tells the search engine to operate in a way that it only search those words in the title of the paper. Going back to Google Scholar, I see that there is a paper I want to read. Biophysical properties and thermal performance of an intensive green roof. I read it, let's say, for example, I read it, but I didn't download it. And then I want to get back to the same paper again. And what I could remember is the title. So I clear everything for demonstration. I type all in title. Maybe I could just remember the phrase biophysical properties and green roof. Let's see if we can search for this paper. You see that using all in title, the search result is based on the words on the title. The focus is in the title. You can see here, biophysical properties, green roof. But if I delete this all in title, there would be too many papers. Although the one that you want to read appears on top. This time is only luck. Next time, the paper you are looking for may not appear here in the first result page. It may be there on page 9 or page 10. So it's very important for you to master this function, all in title. And then sometimes you want to search for PDF. You want to read those papers directly, or you want to download them right away for reading, maybe later on. So I call this method the lazy method, because you change the extension of the search result to PDF. EXT stands for extension. Let's say here, I want to search for intensive green roof. You see here, a lot of HTML web page. There is a PDF available through ResearchGate, but I only want PDF. What I'm going to do is to type in the operator, ext, extension. What is the extension? PDF. So you see here, there are a lot of PDFs files for you to read. So this is the function of ext PDF. And then if you want to read papers on in a specific year or in a range of years, you can specify in Google Scholar. Perhaps you want to search for intensive green roof, but there are a lot of studies that are conducted, maybe maybe this one, more than 10 years ago. You want to spot the trend. You want to know what is the latest breakthrough in intensive green roof research. You may click here, since 2020, or to include more results by since 2019, something like that. You can see a lot of intensive green roofs papers here. Of course, if you want to search for classic works or the founders of green roof research, you can customize the range of searching. Let's say from 1970 to 1990. Are there any? Yeah, there are some results, but not all of them are about green roof. There's one here. There is another one here. So you can see that modern research on green roofs or on intensive green roof is still lagging behind. How about green roof? I think roof is a more popular research item. We can use phrase search, roof garden, green roof system, something like that. So this is how we are going to limit the years of search. And then the last function, cited by. So this is a very